Hello everyone, Gilbert here. Welcome to Red Dragon Model Works. Just a quick video. There's a couple of things I'd like to show you guys. First being that I got a little bit of work done on my build here, my P51D fantasy car. I'm going to name it Banshee. I was always a big fan of the group Susie and the Banshees in the 80s and early 90s. And I was sitting here, and I've come up with a bunch of different names, and a suggestion from someone else. I was going to call it Merlin. I was going to call it Excalibur, a bunch of other things. But I'm going to call it Banshee because she's got that sleek look to it, and she's going to be a holy terror when I'm done with it. At least that's my plan. So let me show you where I'm at now. I've added some... let me get this light here. I've added a little boat detail right there. I used .62 diameter rod, 1/16 .062 diameter, or 1.6 millimeter rod in here to make some bolts or some rivets. There's going to be some plumbing and stuff in there also, and I'll explain to you why. I still haven't found a donor kit, but I've been looking online. But I watched a video from MC Model Works. Right there, MC Model Works. And he's building a Cobra. Now that Cobra, and it just apparently gives him, it's a shitty kit because it's giving him nothing but trouble. But I was watching as he was showing it on his video yesterday, and then I watched it again this morning, and I was looking at when he lifted the body off of the actual frame. I noticed that front end and that rear end, and I paused it and I just watched it. Now the car looks to be about maybe, I don't know, a ninth of what this is, but that front end and that rear end would be perfect for this. I don't know what kit it is because he doesn't mention the kit or what maker it is. So I sent him a message, and I'm waiting for a response. If not, then I'll just go. I'll look around and I'll see what I can find. But that's perfect. That's a perfect kit. Plus, it's not expensive for me to chop up and take parts out of. So I'm going to see if I can find that kit. The other thing I was watching was after I had done this. The big rivets. I wanted big meaty rivets on there. And I had watched the video from, because I watch all of his right here. Hunter Selby. And he uses these from these resin bolts that he gets from Tiki Train. Right there. Tiki Train. Tiki Train Group. So I picked some up. Now I went and picked up, I'll get them right here for you guys. I picked up 80, 81, 80, 80, 80, 81, 80, 82, 83, and 84. And I'll show you what I mean by that. The 8080, it's a hex nut washer, and there's 97 pieces in there. And it simulates, I don't know if you guys can see that very well. It's got a hex nut and a washer. I don't want to take them out because I don't have a container yet to put them in. But it simulates, here you go, that's better. If I can get that right there. It simulates a hex nut and a washer. Now I bought, this one is... a hex nut and a washer. 8084 is okay. The 8080 is a hex nut and a washer, and I'll show you why I bought these in a second, guys. So I got the 8080, the hex nut and a washer. I got a whole bunch of these I picked up. They're $3 a pack. You ought to go check them out. Right there, Tiki Train Group. Right there, and I'll provide the link downstairs at the bottom. So I'm just trying to. Here's the 8082. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. The 8081, and my bad, I ended up, when I cut the bag open, I cut into this one, so I had to tape it. So this is 8081, and these are hex nut bolts, and they simulate, for the HO scale, a 4.5 inch hex nut. 4.5 hex nut. And, I mean, they're tiny, guys. They're very tiny, but they're perfectly scaled. I mean, perfect. Again, I'll show you why I bought these. Okay, these are the 8081. These are 8082 hex. I'm sorry, these were 8081 was hex nut and bolts. It's a hex nut bolt, just the bolt, not the washer. 8081 or 8080 is a hex bolt head. So I bought hex bolt head, and washers. See, this one's hex bolt with the washer. 8084. 8081 is a hex nut and a bolt. 8083 is a hex bolt, just the head of the hex bolt. And 8084, where's it at? That's 82. Excuse me, guys. I had them all, then I moved them around. Now, this is a hex bolt with the washer. Now, these are the ones, this size, are the ones I'm going to use, possibly, once I get everything. Take a good look at them. It'll either be these. Well, anyway, I'll go through them. I don't want to bore you all that. Because I showed you guys that I was going to use the drop 10 calves here. Let me get that light here, right there. I was going to use the drop 10 calves here. Now, this is not the one I'm using. And I was going to put it in here like so. The only problem I had with that is it looks good there. But how did they mount it? Seeing that this plane does not have, unless you want to tell a story and it's got all this inner structure work on there. I didn't want to go through all that. So what I did was I took the actual ones that I was going to use, and I took a file and I filed down some grooves in them, and then I glued it to some styrene card. I'll shape that card down a little lower because then I'm going to put that on here like so. And what this card is going to simulate is that there's a plate behind this. This was mounted to the plate. The plate was then, this plate is bolted, 3 bolts, and then there's where they screwed in these tanks here. Now there's going to be 2 of them on either side. One there, and one here. Now, I've got 2 thoughts on this. Either those are going to be my fuel cells, which they just might be. I'm going to use those for the fuel cells, and then I'm going to take, let me find my card again that I had here. And I decided to cut the tail down. And what I'm going to do with the tail is I'm going to follow that contour right here and go all the way on an angle and give it that profile like so. Just like that. And then with these, with the flaps, I'm going to cut them down, just leave about a 1/4 inch sticking out of there, and I'm going to use that as a base to sit my other 2 fuel cells on there. So there's going to be these 2 fuel cells, and then these 2 fuel cells back here, sitting here. And then I'm going to run some plumbing through them. Some fittings, some copper wire, all that stuff. There'll be wires coming out of there into this one. That's going to run across all the way around underneath, So there's going to be a lot of work on this. There's also going to be something here. Now, I get to that because I was going to use that. Now, I got that tire from that Bugaboo, that AMT Bugaboo dragster kit. And I still might use this because I want this to be used more as a fast, lightning attack platform. But what I want to do here, I don't know if those tires would be good enough for like the weight, simulating the weight that's on there. So that'll be like this here. Still might do it though. We'll see. And for the rear, I'm going to use some old school crackers, guys. These guys right here. I got these out of my old 70 Buick GSX. No, these came from the Mustang kit. These came from the Mustang. So those will be back here like so. That still may change. I still may put some big meats on this. So that's where we're at with this right now. I know CK Philly, my brother there, he's going to do a jug. I have a jug here that I started to cut up. And I'll leave that off to the side because I don't want to. I was going to show it and then do them both at the same time, but no. Now, I may change that. I may change those tires. I was thinking about using the same tires that I had used, that I got from Al Rodriguez. And I was thinking about using the same tires on this. And I still may do it. You know, putting those tires right there. See? The only problem is I don't have much room with this here in the front. You see that? So, unless I drop them down a little bit more, they'll be about right here, which is going to be there anyway. It's going to be down. This is going to sit higher. So that's what I might do. These might be used also. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Because I got 4 left. So, also I was thinking the exhaust. Now, I mentioned before that I had wanted to put either down here, which I still may do yet, or like right here, if I can give you, well, either right here, coming out of the side here, you know, 3 or 4, you know, just not a lot, just a very little, a hint of them coming out of here. You'll have 4 of them. That's still an option with some brass tubing, or utilizing this and doing that. I kind of like the look of that. Gives it that look like that there when you put them both in. So this is what I'm leaning towards right there. There's also something else I'm leaning towards doing here. So we'll get into that also. I was thinking about using like these, you know, the header covers on the side, but nah, that's for another build. So that's where I'm at with Banshee. Color schemes and all that, no clue. I was just thinking of, you know, seeing that a P51 is either green, but the iconic picture of them is that aluminum look. I was thinking about an aluminum with a top coat on there, but I'm nowhere near that stage yet, so I don't even want to discuss that because that's when my head starts hurting. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I was thinking about getting into Dr. Cranky's. Oh, and I'm going to utilize a lot of Cranky Gold here on these bills. Dr. Cranky, as you all know, has that calendar bill going, and I believe it runs till June. Now, I've had some guys, you know, some brothers and a couple of sisters tell me, hey, why don't you join that? Why don't you get in on that? I'm not a great car builder, man. You know, I don't, there's some guys out there that knock my socks off, man. But I gave it some thought, and I'm going to see if I can, time permitting, join it. So, time permitting, I'm going to try to make it under that June deadline because I've got too many projects here, and I don't want to keep pushing these off to the side, especially that. So, 5-window coupe. Beautiful kit. Love this kit. I was going to chop that roof, and I took a Mustang kit, a body that I had, and I watched a few videos, and I chopped the roof, and I think it came out pretty nice. And then my grandson got a hold of it, and he took off running with it, and I can't find the top for it. But I figured out how to chop a roof, and you know, once you watch a few videos and you've done body work before, like I have, it's not that hard. You just got to make sure that the measurements are right, and then when you split them, you know. And then I talked to like Henry Leonard and a few other people, and you know, asked them how they did it, and anyway. So I want to do a version of this, just like here, except I don't want to have the hood on there with a chopped roof, or just but we'll see. So what I did was watching Chris at Classic Plastic, right there, Classic Plastic 101. Hell of a brother, this guy right here, Classic Plastic 101, phenomenal builder. He uses and I've heard him mention, and him and others mention Jimmy Flintstone. So I looked online and I found the guy, and I ordered a resin body from him right here, Jimmy Flintstone Studios. So I ordered a resin body, and he wrote something on the back there, send free stuff. Sent free stuff, JF. He sent me something free also. I'll show you that in a second too. But I ordered a chopped resin body for it. Oh, pretty. Guys, it's gorgeous. There it is. Isn't that something? Now there's some flash on it. You got like back here, there's some flash in there, and you got to clean it up. It's resin. Jesus, there's going to be flash in them. You're not going to get it perfect. So I just need to go in here, do a little quick cleanup, just like that there. Sand it down. I'm not going to do it now because I don't have a mask on. But, get this nicely cleaned up, sand it down. The little flash that's back here. Take the glass out of there, fit it in here, cut the glass, make them fit, all that other good stuff. Or use some acetate, but we'll see. Some clear acetate. But we'll see. Probably just use the clear acetate. But there's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this body. Now, there was two things. I'm either going to do it in a matte black, or I was going to do it in a candy apple red with a little flake in there. Don't know yet. It all depends on what I'm doing with the mess I got here. All right. Jimmy Flintstone Studios also sent me, who I am affectionately calling Bobo. They sent me this big resin skull. I know a guy looks just like that. I know someone looks just like that. I think I'm going to see if I can make a little resin cigar and stick it in his mouth. Reminds me of a neighbor I used to have. Big Lithuanian cat, man. He had the Neanderthal jaw. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can possibly get into that. I want to see if I can. I started the motor a while back, and here it is. I wanted it in that copper look. So there's the motor. I'm going to do this in a lighter shade of copper, and then with some silver accents on there. I still need to weather it up and all that. Or I know you guys order these car guys. You guys watching? You order these aftermarket engines, man. I don't know where you guys get them from. Can you give me a hint down there, guys? Also, I'll probably get a hold of Chip or the Moderate Modeler, and I believe it's the Moderate Modeler, and find out from them hoses, fittings, you name it. I want to do this one and just go all out. Aftermarket wheels. I want to wire up all the ignition, all the spark plugs, the fuel lines. I want to do brake lines, brakes. I want to do everything on this one. So I might not make it in for the calendar build, but I'm going to try. So that's what I got going, guys. CK Philly, right there. CK Philly 81. My brother there is doing the jug. You guys go check him out. Give the brother some love. Of course, he doesn't need any help from me for this. You guys go check out Dr. Cranky, old Virgil there. He's going to be doing his 109. I'm sorry, I thought it was a Stuka. I don't know what I was thinking. He's doing a 109, the tropical version. And it's called Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg. Yeah. Herr Blitzkrieg. So, that bad impression, ain't it, guys? So, that's what we got, man. You guys have a great weekend. There's going to be no hangout this weekend because it is a holiday for all my Christian brothers and sisters out there. It's Easter. So, have a safe one. Enjoy your families. Remember the spirit of the day. Be thankful for the little that you do have. And for those of you that have more, be thankful for that. Love your families, love your children, man, and you know what? Be good to yourselves, guys. You know, don't go to bed angry, man. You never know what tomorrow brings, man. So on that note, Gilbert, Red Dragon Model Works. On behalf of mine, I wish you all a happy Easter. Stay well, stay safe, and if you see it up here, brothers,